This goes on for about half hour before I get it right.
You can do it, I believe in you.
Alright. Hello and welcome to the second part of issue 14, where we'll be looking into how to use morale tests and the leadership values on your data sheets. Plus, I'll walk you through the scenarios in this issue. Stay tuned! I got 2 cameras, yo! Yeah! So welcome to the tutorial mission for this issue. Now, this scenario is called Courage and Honor, and we're going to be using this tutorial to look through the rules for morale and how to use that leadership stat on your data sheets. So first of all, the scenario. Right now, the Death Guard have returned to continue fighting against the Ultramarines. As the battle for the honor of Ultramar escalates, the Space Marines have little choice but to respond, sending a force to repel the pestilent enemy. The Ultramarines move to intercept the enemy, led by Librarian Jacob Arion, his fists crackling with psychic energy. Foul fumes choke the cargo deck as a group of Poxwalkers shamble towards the Ultramarines, obscuring their Plague Marine masters. The two forces close in, ready to meet each other head on in brutal combat of close range firefight. So that is the scenario right now. So to set up, you get your playmat out. I'm using the one from the premium sub because, you know, I paid a bloody lot of money, so I'm going to keep making use of it. You need your dice, extra rules from the articles if you need them, from the extra rule replay parts, and but if you got your data cards like I have, then get them ready instead, and it's a lot easier than flicking through the pages. Then the Death Guard player is going to need 5 Plague Marines, so one of which will be a champion and 12 Poxwalkers, so nice meat shield there. And then the Ultramarines are going to need the Primaris Librarian, 3 Intercessors and 3 Reavers. Players deploy as normal, and within those deployment spots as well, in the deployment zones, and you just get cracking to it. Just a heads up, if you do hear any grunting, growling or howling, that's my 5-month-old. He's really peed off because he's very tired, but he's very hungry and he doesn't know which one is his priority. Maybe you should roll a dice on it, mate. He just gave me the finger. Can you believe that? 5-month-old. Swear he's an adult in a baby's body. So as you noticed, I have put the armoured container in there because it's always fun to use your terrain, and you should always use it as soon as you get it painted up. I've also placed the ammo dumps and the barrels on the mat where the stuff is placed on its design, just to give it that little extra effect and so you know how cover will work. Alright, so got these data sheets, or data cards rather. Let's get cracking. So, even the strongest foes can have their morale broken. In this section, we introduce the morale phase. This is the final phase in a player's turn in Warhammer 40,000. Units that have taken losses must pass a morale test to avoid fleeing the battlefield. So, you know you got your move, your psychic, shooting, charge, fight, morale. What you need to do, this is very important, is keep track of how many models a unit loses in that turn, because that determines the morale roll at the end of the battle round. In what scenario are we going to need to do it? Well, okay, let's just say this intercessor squad ran away they did their 6 shots because they're at short range on the Poxwalkers. They needed 3s. 3s again. Boom, 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 boom. Poxwalkers have their disgustingly resilient save. 1 saves and 2 don't, so 2 go plat, dead. What you do is you put them to the side, but close by, so that you know how many have been lost. Alternatively, you can put a dice there, but you'd need like a different dice, like the one you get in the premium sub, or you can use one of those tokens as well. So anything to show that they have lost 2 models. Now, say they managed to charge in, bam, 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 and they lose another 3, shall we say, okay? And they're already piled in, ready to have a go, attack back, but their attacks fail because they're absolutely rubbish. Now, once all said and done, you find out the morale test. So obviously they've lost 5 models, so they're going to have to do a morale check. To do this, all you need to do is check the data sheet or the data card and have a look at the leadership. And here it's 4. What you need to do is roll 1 dice, like so. I got 4. Then you add the total number of killed models in that unit. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that plus that is 9. And then you see how many over the leadership value it is. In this case it's 5. So that will mean that they lose another 5 models. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. And then you just move them away. And it's really that easy. So carry on playing that scenario. Have fun with it. Remember, you got your librarian and he's got his psychic attacks, and practice using those psychic abilities because it's always good to get that practice in it. Your Reavers are great for combat. Get your Poxwalkers if you're playing Death Guard on the armor container and make full use of those Storm Bolters, and you get these chaps behind that meat shield, because remember, you cannot shoot at an enemy unit if it's behind another enemy unit. You have to shoot at the closest one. And they make great meat shields to protect these guys, because once these guys are in combat, they're very hard to shift. Alright, but I made a boo-boo. I forgot Poxwalkers have a special rule, that's why their leadership's so bad. Special rule right here, mindless. The unit never has to take morale tests. Ha! So, I mean, take that example that I did, but do it with these guys, and you should be okay. Just remember that these chaps, they're basically zombies, so they don't need to do a morale check. Okay, secure the deck! This is our tutorial replay mission. Let's run through it. So, the cargo deck echoes with the loud rumble of gunfire. Once more, the Death Guard and the Ultramarines clash. The Death Guard Blight Hauler has returned, this time with allies as support. Both sides must battle to secure their objectives. Oh yeah, I get to use my fancy objective markers. No more flimsy paper. I've got solid card, baby. Oop, nope, that's the wrong one. Got solid card, baby. Okay, so for the Death Guard, we get a Blight Hauler, 12 Poxwalkers, and 5 Plague Marines, and for the Space Marines you get 3 aggressors, 3 intercessors, and your librarian. How to win? Well, the team with the most victory points after 5 battle rounds wins the game. Each player will get 1 victory point for each enemy unit you remove. Now that means you have to get rid of the entire unit, not just part of it. You also get a victory point for controlling your own objective, which will be placed within your deployment areas. And then if you can manage to control the enemy objective, then you get 3 victory points. Easy enough, right? To control an objective, you must have more models within 3 inches of it than the enemy at the end of the turn. So for example, you got this objective here, if these 3 guys are here and they're all within 3 inches of this objective, well, you still got a squad of 5 here, you got that Blight Hauler there, and you got a Poxwalker there, so they outnumber these Primaris intercessors. So the Death Guard would still get the point for controlling it. Right. Remember that you can fire the Storm Bolters on top of the containers, granting you more shots. So more ideal for the Poxwalkers who don't have ranged attacks, but anyone can use them. And remember, Poxwalkers make great objective holders. Reason being is because if they kill an enemy model, they get to replace one of their fallen comrades, so they can stick around a lot longer. Right, so that's that really. You do want to make sure that you use them as a meat shield to protect them. You want to get all your firepower from the Blight Hauler straight up there and get rid of this nasty, filthy librarian, because he will wreak havoc. But not only him, you want to focus a lot of your attention on bogging these guys down, because their flamers, the Firestorm Gauntlets, are going to wreak havoc if they get in with the Poxwalkers, because flamers are very good for hordes. So try and get rid of the librarian first and then focus on these guys second. If you can get your Poxwalkers out fast and onto the Storm Bolters, you'll have a good chance of taking a few good lucky shots at the aggressors as well. And the Death Guard, well, they're pretty tough as well, so they're not to be shied at when holding objectives, but I'd use them to march forward and sort of weather the fire. Keep them behind your Poxwalkers, let them soak up some of the fire, keep in cover, and then run towards the objective. For the Ultramarines, literally you just want to burn everything and zap everything. Get your Librarian up in this chap as quick as possible. Throw all your grenades as well as soon as you can, and do as much damage to this thing as possible. Once this is gone, it should be a bit easier. Just make sure your Librarian doesn't get struck down. Your aggressors are going to be tough as nails fighting the Poxwalkers, but they will be a bit more vulnerable to the heavy fire of the Blight Hauler and the Plague Marines, especially because the Plague Marines have grenade launchers. Watch out for those. And that's that really. So, also, hey look, morale, fallback. How cool is that, huh? Though, the Space Marine never falls back. It's a tactical retreat. A tactical retreat. So, extra advanced rules. So, for the no fear, Space Marines, they can reroll failed morale tests. The thing is though, you don't have enough Space Marines in your units for that to ever happen. The minimum leadership is 9, the maximum is 10, but that's the Librarian. Say your Reavers, which have a leadership of 8, lose 2 guys, and you only got a squad of 3 by the way, but if you lose 2 guys and you roll a 6, you add the 2 to the 6, that gets 8. It's the exact same as the leadership value, and so you pass. You'd have to lose 3 Reavers and roll a 6 to fail the morale test. But you only got 3, so the squad's wiped anyway, so it doesn't matter. So you won't have to worry about that. Okay, fuel dumps. This is where it gets fun. Obscured models within 1 inch get +1 to saves. Roll a d6 on a save roll of a 7+. Unit takes a mortal wound on a 1. So, if your Death Guard guy is hiding behind, well, within 1 inch of the fuel dump, he's partially obscured because he can still be seen, but part of him is covered. So he'll get that additional +1 save. Let's just say you rolled a 6. Like that. +1 for being in cover. That makes 7. Because you rolled that high, the unit takes a mortal wound to represent the barrel exploding. So you don't want to roll that high. You kind of want to roll lower. Like a 5 +1 is 6. You're good. So don't bother hiding your Poxwalkers behind the fuel dumps, because the only way to pass that save with the +1 is on a 6, which gives you a roll of a 7, which means you're blown up, dead. So it's not even a save for the Poxwalkers. You dead. Alright, ammo dumps. So if you are within 1 inch of an ammo dump, you get your +1 to your save, and any models within 2 inches of the ammunition crate re-roll to hit rolls of a 1 in the shooting phase. So if you shoot, 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 shoot. Oh, yeah, look, 2 1s. Well then, you get to re-roll that. And they both hit. And that's that. So that's morale, that's the advanced rules, that's the replay mission. Freaking go nuts, go crazy, mix things up, swap units out, have fun with the extra rules. Just fucking go nuts, man. There you have it, that's the morale phase in your games. So that's the final phase that you need to know on how to play a full game of Warhammer 40,000. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do remember to like and share the video, and if you haven't subscribed, why not? Just click on that button and a little bell icon next to it so you get all the notifications whenever I upload. I'm also on all the social media outlets, so find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to share your photos of your projects as well, and let me know what you're getting up to. And finally, I am on Patreon right here. So just $1 a month, and it helps to support the channel. That's less than 80p, it's like 76p, something like that. But every penny counts. It will help me to improve the channel, invest back into it, and get better equipment and do a better job. So if you have subscribed, thank you very much. And if you have gone to Patreon as well, even just have a browse, it still means a lot to me. So thank you very much, and I'll see you around. And don't forget, there is no cowardice in faith.